Toastmaster Roy Shear.
Thank you very much. Before I get started, I want to review my military career. That was succinct, that's all I have to say. First opportunity was ROTC at the University of Washington. It was required that all men take military training. I remember Captain Kirk. I didn't have the right mentality for the military. And in class, we were taking an exam, and it said, one of the questions, what do you call artillery that is spread sporadically around the field with no particular target in mind? I had no idea the answer, so I wrote on my paper, that would be wasting the taxpayers' money. The second memory I have is Captain Kirk, believe it or not, that was his name, having me stand at attention for, I think, an hour in his office, saying, Cadet Shear, you might have found that amusing. I didn't. Enjoy your stay.
All right. Let's talk about a bogey. Toastmaster Carlos Benitez.
Say again?
Bogey.
Bogey.
Red light.
Boogeyman. I got a couple better acronyms. I don't know if you have them. Have you guys ever heard of snafu
Oh, yeah.
Don't say it.
and fubar?
Don't say it.
I'm just fouled up beyond all recognition.
You're wearing a cross, man.
Situation normal, all fouled up. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Good. Yeah, what army were you in?
I just joined the VFW, and this magazine today honors 80 years later the Allied forces invasion of Normandy. Just some data that you may not know. 73,000 U.S. troops participated, 13 U.S. Army divisions, 5 U.S. Armored divisions, 13 infantry divisions, and 2 U.S. airborne divisions. The longest day of casualties, 4,414,
Wow.
2,500 Americans.
Wow.
It's called D-Day because Eisenhower said it was a departed day. And the first Allied Forces Cemetery was established. We have 12 soldiers and sailors, including 9 posthumously awarded with the Medal of Honor. Just a little data for everybody to chew on today. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you.
All right, let's go with Charlie Foxtrot, Toastmaster Linda Spear.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters.
Good morning, fellow Linda.
Foxtrot. So I've always loved that every letter in the alphabet has a word attached to it when the military. Charlie, Foxtrot, Echo, I can't remember the rest. And every time I'm on the phone, so what's that password? Okay, so it's Charlie, Foxtrot, and then, or did I say B as in boy, D as in dog? I don't know all those words, you know, and I'm always jealous of those who can just go and say all, I guess it's a military flight. The pilots know it very well. But apparently the help desks know it too, because they'll tell you the words in letters, and I'm like, I wish, and the one time, so you're being kind of nervous, I put a list up of all of the letters, so that when I was on the phone with the help desk, I would know each word for each letter. So, you know, I don't know why I worry about these things, but they
Dust off, Toastmaster Blake Smith.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, Essler. The dust off. That's military? Wow. Dust off is what Carl Ryder never did to his trophies. He would just keep them there, and then you would have to, every now and then, when you had guests come over, they would actually wipe them off with the sleeves of their shirt, their jackets. Dust off just means to get something polished up, get it ready for action. You want to dust off the regiment, you want to dust off the Jeep, you want to dust off that old sidearm, you want to dust off your motorcycle. Get it ready, get the dust off. Get ready for action. Dust off the cobwebs when you come to Toastmasters, because you walk through the door, it's time to get real. Dust off. Mr. Tabletop.
All right. Let's harken back to what Carlos said. FUBAR. FUBAR, Toastmaster Kelly Beck.
It's hard to define this term succinctly because it's so rich with connotation. And probably each of us in our lives can think back to a time when we have felt this emotion, that the situation we were in was beyond all recognition of what we thought it would be. If I think back to a time in my life or daily life where this was particularly applicable, it would probably be right after I had my daughter and was not sleeping more than 3 hours a night. And frankly, I felt my life was beyond all recognition. And I myself was beyond all recognition. This put together, charming, I like to think, person you see today was angry and waspish and snapping and lashing out. And I kid you not, my father-in-law sneezed and I shouted, "You're gonna wake up the baby!" So that's how I define FUBAR.
All right, next up, tell us what a Jody is. Toastmaster Brandon Moore.
Well, succinctly speaking, I don't know what a Jody is. If anyone would like to raise their hand and tell me.
He made that one up.
That's the cheating boyfriend when you're gone.
Cheating boyfriend?
Your wife's.
Oh, okay.
Jody got your wife.
Jody. All right, I got a great story.
I don't know if we have time for this, so I'm gonna make it quick. My best friend at the time, this was in Staten Island, he was an Army veteran. Had a little bit of his head shaved off from a wreck that he got in the Jeep. We went up to see Jerry Springer because he's gone now. But we went up to see Jerry Springer, and that was his idol, Jerry Springer, right? And the episode was involving the Jody. And the Jody had just gotten out of prison. The military man found out that his woman was pregnant. And the fight that almost went down between the military guy and the guy that just got out of prison was epic. But I turned to my friend Pete and I gave him the punchline to take Jerry Springer to commercial break. And he said it and he got to meet Jerry Springer. And I think he's still happy about that.
All right, next up, we'll do some acronyms here. The LBV, Toastmaster Jeff Hood.
You know that one?
Red light.
LBV. Someone tell me what an LBV is?
Disease.
A disease. Really? Who said that? I'm sorry? Light personal vehicle. Like a Jeep? Is a Jeep LBV?
Disease.
Disease or Jeep? I'm going with the Jeep.
Load-bearing vest.
Disease you get disease.
Load-bearing vest.
Load-bearing vest. A load.
Experts around here.
Let's go with the Jeep, a load-bearing vehicle, because you can put quite a few people in a Jeep. Depending on the size of the Jeep, you might get 2 people, you might get 10 people, you might get 25 people. Because in today's world, we have some pretty good sized Jeeps.
Give you a little softball here. An MRE, Toastmaster Sean Tucker.
Thank you. MRE, meal ready to eat. Boring, it's a little can of foods.
They're not supposed to be very good. I've never had one. Since we were just on the subject of Jeep, it's an interesting history. The Jeep guy, the word Jeep came because they were called general purpose vehicles. Jeep, JP, or GP, GP, general purpose vehicles. Huge history. They were fantastic when they came out. They changed the Army. They could do anything, and the Army soldiers could take them apart right there on the field, change the engine in moments, change the axles, change the whole thing in 5 minutes. They'll do parades still today where they'll take a Jeep with 6 soldiers running beside it, take it apart, the whole Jeep, and then put it back together in the next 5 in moments on a parade route. Wow. Jeeps changed the world, and those were cheap military vehicles. Now the Wagoneer is $100,000. My God, what has happened?
All right, next up, tell us about the Op 4 Toastmaster Alex McGrick.
The group. Op 4. What the heck is Op 4? Now, I have an extensive military background. I was a safety patrol in elementary school. You know, when I was in middle school, I thought about going to the Army or being in the military. And I was like, yeah, Mom, you know, I kind of want to fly those jets. I want to be in the Air Force. She's like, you know they're going to cut your hair, right? And I was like, yeah, that shit is sell. I can't be walking around with a bald head, man. I wouldn't even look right. Tell me I look right?
You're so beautiful, brother.
If I wasn't so black, you'll see me blush. Thank you.
All right, get a little harder here. How about a PCS? Toastmaster Lonnie Fowler.
3 more hours.
Change the station.
Morning, Toastmasters.
Good morning.
PCS, I have no idea what that is.
When you move.
Permanent change of station.
On my way to Toastmasters, I was thinking, how does one win a table topic? I don't know. I've never won one before. So I was thinking about someone in this group who's pretty new, and ironically, it was the first person I seen this morning. I was like, call it fair. Wow. She's doing pivot to things not related like I am right now. And win a trophy. So I'm going to talk about donuts. I'm not a huge donut fan. Honestly, about 5 years. So last time my wife brings some home, I was like, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna try some. Stick it in my air fryer. There's a powdered cream filled donut. Stuck it in like 2-3 minutes, and it came out crispy, delicious. OMG, and I'm not even into donuts. It was just like miraculous. By the way, enjoy the beautiful breakfast back there. Thank you for everyone that helped. There is no donuts, but if you want any more breakfast secrets, let me know.
Well, curveball here. Let's talk about Hoagie Baby. Hoagie Baby. Toastmaster Kathleen Hoffman.
And, well, succinctly, I have no clue what that means.
I'll tell you, I do have some people that I know that have been in the military. My brother-in-law has been in the military, both of my grandfathers have been, and I have a former boss that has been in the military, so military service is very important to me in my life. And this Memorial Day, we do honor all of those that have served. And those who are not here with us right now.
All right, next up, tell us where to find the PX or the BX, Toastmaster Amy White.
I can succinctly tell you that I would like to dust off these table topics because I may know some of the lingo, but I definitely don't know that one. And I feel like going AWOL right now. But I'm gonna circle back around to Linda Spears. And
I know Jeff and I have been in the car and going on a trip, and I was talking to somebody and spelling something out, and like, W as in watermelon, H as in Henry, I as in ice cream, T as in Thomas, E as in elephant. And he's like, no. So I hung up the phone, and I'm like, what is your problem? Like, Amy, oh my gosh, let's go through the alphabet. And we did, and then he had me try to like memorize it, you know, a chunking at a time. And I'm like, those are no fun. I really, every time I have to say a letter to, you know, to spell something out, I like thinking of fun, creative words, because the person on the other end, they need a chuckle. So.
All right, next up, the ROE, Toastmaster Jose Martinez.
How do you use those? Rules of engagement.
Morning, Toastmasters.
Morning.
So I'll be honest, I've been sitting here trying to figure out how I was going to use the word succinctly. This was probably the best thing I could come up with. I had no real way of putting it in a sentence, but that worked. ROE, what does ROE stand for?
Rules of engagement.
Rules of engagement. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking return on equity, but different topic. Rules of engagement. Really have nothing to say about them except for I got a green light so I can sit back down.
Small victories, baby.
All right, what's in your ruck? Toastmaster Gio Rivera.
What's in your
Ruck.
rucksack? Rucksack? Is that a good thing, Carlos? If you want to survive out of the woods, yes. What's in your rucksack? What would I put in my rucksack if I was in the military? I wish I was in the military. I distinctly remember I was 21 years old and I was going to enroll in the military because I was ready. And then I got distracted by a girlfriend. Might have been something she put in my rucksack. And she could bake and she could cook really good, and I didn't want to leave, and so I ended up getting distracted. Next thing you know, when I wanted to join in my late 30s, apparently I was too old, so I missed the cutoff. And but I think now, what would I put in my rucksack if I had to pack my rucksack for the army? I'd probably put like MREs. Maybe peanut butter and jelly. Maybe a good Coke. I put that in my rucksack. What's in your wallet? What's in your
All right, let's talk about the sandbox. Toastmaster George Canada.
Play with it.
I don't know if I can get this one out succinctly or not. Sandbox. I have, as you know, I am the author of 4 separate species of rodentia. And so one of the things that we used to do when the rodentia were minor humans was to play in the sandbox. I'm completely unaware of what this has to do with the military.
Desert.
I know that there was maybe Dustop Hoffman, FUBAR. Look, I love the FUBAR. I think I have one right here. I love all that stuff. And so with all these acronyms and these letters, one of the things that I learned to do when I was, oh yes, this is, I'm trying to cough it up, I'm trying. One of the things that I learned to do many years ago in elementary school was how to spell things in Morse code. So you learned your ABCs and I learned da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, and so forth. And so you get SOS, you remember SOS? It's did-it, da-da-da, did-it, did-it, da-da-da, did-it. So those were my ABCs and those were my acronyms, and that is my red light.
All right. What's the scuttlebutt, Toastmaster Allison Richards.
Hiding in a
Good
corner.
morning. Scuttlebutt?
There she comes, look out.
I think it's a character from Disney's movie. So I know about that. I don't really talk about that, but I would like to be putting on my rucksack, like Inga from Speeded.
Trading places, I got it.
I wish I was in the military. Here's why. Because probably now, at this age, I probably would have been able to retire.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to work anymore, right? And I could just come here and bring my rucksack, unpack it. I don't really have anything else to say. Thank you.
All right, now wrap us up with the sit rep, Toastmaster Teresa May.
With a what?
Sit rep.
Situation report.
Chat GPT, what's a sit rep?
Morning.
A what? Sit what?
Situation report.
Situation report.
Situation report, let's go, people. Situation right here. What's the situation about here, girl? What you got? I take things literally, man. It's a great day, it's a great flow. All right, I've been at war with my hands. You're like, what is happening? The guys. See, I lost this nail right here. Cut my real nail in the middle. In the middle of it. It's so painful. Then I woke up, this one broke. Sorry guys, but it really broke. It's so painful. And being at war with ourselves is not fun. And having your hands and you can't do much because of beauty and it breaks and you're like, why am I doing this? But you go back anyway. It's not fun. So sit, rock, and get it done. I gotta go get my nails done. Yeah. Have a good day.